Hi, I'm Cheryl, and we're going to put our card together in this video. This is the Have a Sweet Day birthday card. And there's the inside. I even did a little shading on the inside part. And this is what we're going to need. Let's start with the papers. We're going to need a piece of elegant eggplant cardstock. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored and folded at 4 1/4. That's our card base. And then from the Lush Lilac collection cardstock, that's from Heartfelt Creations. It's let's see, there's one sheet that has all this purple background. We need a piece of that cut at 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then you'll find a sheet that looks like this, except you will have this piece still in there. And this is what we're going to use. Also in that, well, just cut it out to the sides and about 1/2 inch short on this side that has the printing on it. We really don't want that printing to show. And then we also need a piece of Whisper White cardstock for the inside of the card, and that's 3 3/4 by 5. So we've got all of our papers covered. I highly recommend using some kind of stamp positioning unless you're very, very, very good at lining things up, doing it by hand. And I used, for the inside sentiments, I used from the Sweet Cupcake stamp set from Stampin' Up. I used The Best Things in Life Are Sweet, and You're One of the Sweetest, and Happy Birthday. So I used a lot of stamps from there. We're also going to need from Heartfelt Creations, this is the Cut Matte Create 1A, and I'll be using the die that's 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So let me put that over with my big shot off the side here. And then don't hate me, this is from AliExpress. These edge dies are so cute. I don't know, you can find them for under $2 on AliExpress for the 2 of them. So it takes a while to get to you, but it's well worth it. Oh, I need that die. So I'll take that out. I'm using some foam mounting tape because I have it and I want to use it up. If you don't have this, use Stampin Dimensionals, use craft foam and glue it. Whatever you have. We'll be using Tombow. I'm using this glitter on the card, and this is Papericious Rajni Chawla's, I hope I'm saying that right, crystal clear glitter, and that's from Heartfelt Creations. And I'm also using the Designer Dries Clear Adhesive that you can get several different places. Heartfelt Creations, Amazon, probably other places. And then we're using soft Suede ink and Pear Pizzaz. And a 1/4 rounder. And of course, all the elements for the card that I showed you how to do in the first video, and I'll have a link for that below. So there's all of our elements we'll be using. I've got all of my little flowers here shaped and ready to go on the card. So let's get started on the card, shall we? Let's see. We'll start with the inside. Now I'm going to use my corner rounder and just round all 4 corners on a piece of Whisper White cardstock. Oh, we'll need a sponge. There we go. I got a little sponge dauber here, and with my Pear Pizzaz, I like these little sponge daubers. They have fine pores. I like makeup sponges also. You know, ones like this. They make it so much easier to do your shading. And I'm just dabbing this off on my craft mat here. I have a silicone mat. And that just works the ink down into the sponge so you don't get any scratchy bits on when you're doing your shading. You want that nice and smooth. I'm just going to go all around all four sides here, just to add a little color to our cardstock. And this coordinates too with the front of the card then. Okay, so that's done. Close that up and put that somewhere. I don't know where. I have my table is just loaded with stuff. I'm going to have to take a day and clean up here, I think. Clean up and sort. So now we'll take, I've got my sentiments all lined up already on my MISTI. And that does take a little bit of time to do. But it makes it so much easier using something like this. I have the Tim Holtz one too, but I don't use that in the videos very often. It takes up quite a bit of room. That's why I use this one so much for the videos. And I'll ink my sentiment up, and I'm using the soft suede. And press that down, and 1, 2, 3. That gives time for the ink to transfer. Oh, and it's just a little bit right there. I just dab it right in that section. And here we go. See, that's another thing nice about using these. If you don't get the best impression the first time, then you can always redo it. So there we are. We've got that done. Let's get these out of here. Oop. And need to find a place to put that. Let's put that right on the inside of the card. Then we won't lose it. Use the Tombow glue. That'll give me a few seconds to adjust if I need to. This one's almost empty. I have another one right here ready to go. Okay, so let's put that right there in that card. There. Beautiful. Okay. Then this piece is going to go on our card front. And that will get glued right to the card base. And remember, we cut this like about 1/2 inch shy of the edge of this panel, I guess you'd call it. So I'm going to put that almost right to the bottom. You know what? I think I need to cut this a little smaller. Let's see, where are my scissors? And this doesn't have to be beautiful because we're not going to see the edges. I'm going to trim this edge a bit too. Okay, that's good. Move that down a little bit. I don't want that print to show. Okay, because see, this panel is going to go on top of it, and I don't want it to show on the edge here. Okay, so we have some cutting to do on this yet. Bring my little cutting plate out here and my magnetic platform. I'll put that on here just like so. This is going to go right on the edge. The edge of the die will touch the edge of this piece of paper. Okay, so on the long end. And that will go right there. And I am going to put a little piece of tape there, even though I'm using my magnetic platform, because I want to make sure that that stays there, right where I want it. And then this piece is going to go right in the center. But let's cut this one first. Oh, did that shift anyway? It did. Let me fix that. Okay. Now, through the big shot it goes. I was going to live dangerously and cut both of these at the same time, but I don't think, once I thought about it, I didn't think it was a good idea, because I need this centered right here. So I want this down, this edge here, about 1/2 inch from the top. And I want it centered side to side in between our little lacy border here. I'll tape that down. Okay, put my second plate on. And through the big shot that goes. And here we are. Now this little piece here, don't throw that away. Keep that. That's good, perfectly good cardstock or designer paper. Let's get that out of here because we don't need this anymore. I'll put that aside. I'll put that away later. And then this is going to go right here, right over top. But I want to pop it up. So that's where this tape comes in. I'm going to put a piece. And the reason I don't use this tape that much is it tends to want to stay curled up. So it tries to curl your pieces that you're putting it on. But my New Year's resolution is to use this stuff up, so that's what I'm doing. So then I'm going to take a couple more pieces here. I'm going to cut this in half, just cut it in half, long ways. Now remind myself to clean these scissors off later because has sticky stuff on it now. That I'll put across the top here. I'll put this piece down the side, and then I need some for this side here. Cut another piece here. Cut that in half. Oop. Well, that'll be a nice little bit for right there. Let me finish cutting that. I'm trying to go fast. I want to make sure I get this in the video. Everything I wanted to in the video. I'm kind of limited on time. I need to get it done in 25 minutes or less. Alright. So now we can stick this on the front of the card. Just 2 more bits to peel. Did I get all? I don't think I got all. Nope, I didn't get all that one. Okay, that's everything. Now, let me get... I have to stand up because you only get one shot at this. And I want it lined up nicely. Okay, there we go. There. Wonderful. And we're ready to put the rest of the elements on our card. So we have the large spray, we have our scroll, and we have this little bit here. And my cage is going to go like right to the edge here and down into this window we've made. So it's going to go right here like that, and that's a good spot right there for these flowers. And put a little Tombow on those. And put that back right where I had it. There we go. And get that curly Q straightened out there. There. And then we'll put a little Tombow, and we're just going to put that on the edges here. On these little flowers down this, just the edge of the cage. Because we shaped that a bit. Went over that in the first video where I show how to do all this prep work for 3 cards. For 3 different cards. Okay, so I want that right here. In a little bit more. I want my leaves not to extend past the edge of the card. Okay, and now we have that right there. And it's got a nice little shape to it. You see that dimension on it? Okay, now we can put this one on. And we already have Stampin Dimensionals on the back here for these. And I'm just going to put a little bit of Tombow right there on the part that would be the scroll. And that goes right up here in this top corner. Just like that. And then this one also has Stampin Dimensionals on it. We did that in the first video too. Okay. And then I want that these nice leaves down this one right down here on the bottom. I want that scrolly right there. And this card would be really pretty just as it is, but now we're going to add our flowers. You might want to keep a stylus handy to help position them. I'm going to take one flower at a time, and we're just going to add a bit of the Clear's Dry adhesive. See, a nice little dollop there. I'm going to put a couple on here, and my fingers are sticky. I got Tombow on them. Put that up there. I really like these lilacs. The papers are so pretty that come with it, and they coordinate so nice with the oh, come on. I think I need to wipe my fingers. Hold on just a second. Because they're just too sticky and everything's sticking to them. Well, I don't know if I got it all off or not, but it's bound to be better than it was. So we're just going to put a couple flowers down the side here. I think one more. I think I only used 3 down the side on my original card, but I think I want one more. I'll put one more right there. Okay, so see, it's coming along really nicely. And now we're going to put some in here. We'll put some on this one. Let's see, we'll put one over here. Oh, get back there. See, I got bits sticking all over me. Ah, that Tombow sure is sticky stuff. Alright, I'm going to start like in the middle here. And just start filling in. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a slight color variation in these flowers. Some have just a touch of pink on them. And I showed that in the first video too. Doesn't that make you want to watch that video? Unless you have your own ways of coloring and shaping your flowers and other elements that you'll use. Let's see, I think one more down the bottom here. And we're good. And you know what? Other than the glitter, we're done. Let me poke that one down. That one wants to try to get away. So, there we are. We're done already. We got all that prep work done. All the shading of the flowers and all the die cutting was done. And the shaping. So, all we have left to do is glitter. So I've got a piece of scrap paper here that I've folded in the middle. And with the clear dry adhesive, I'm just going to go put a little line on just not every flower petal, but a lot of them. I want it on a lot of them. And then also on the stamped image down that's underneath those, I'm going to put some where the flowers are. I'm not going to do the leaves. You could do the leaves if you want. It's your card. And I'm not going to see it from my house. So if you want glitter on your leaves too, then put some glitter on your leaves. I'm just doing my flowers. And a little flower, a little bit on that flower. I think I've got it all. And clean that tip off. And then I'm going to bang it on the table. Because that will get all the glue down out of the little applicator tip. And it'll keep it nice for me for the next time I use it. Now we'll sprinkle some glitter on there. This is a nice, kind of chunky glitter. It's got chunky bits and it has like fine bits too. Boy, I'm putting a lot on there, huh? That's alright because whatever doesn't stay on will just go right back in the jar. And we just need to shake that all different ways because we have that little window there. We don't want our glitter all stuck in there. Okay, so there we are. We're finished. It's all glittered up. Oh, I see one I missed. Oh my goodness, can't have that. Gotta have a little glitter right there on that bit. Oh, I was gonna pick that up with my fingers. But I don't think that's a good... Let's see, I'll just grab my little ruler thing here. I'm just gonna scoop it up. There we go. There. So our card's finished. All there's left is the cleanup. So if there are any Stampin' Up! Products that you'd like to purchase that I've shown in this video, then you can do that either through my blog or my Facebook page. If you have any questions or comments about this card, then you can leave those